just wanted you guys to have some visuals for the preface of this video. Basically, this is going to be the live stream of basically the pre-discussion of Murder Drones episode 7? Or is it 8? Well, the newest one. At the time of this video, the newest one that is out. The premiere is happening tomorrow, so I'm very excited. But the thing is that I wanted to mention that I do have a bit of a love-hate relationship with this game. Wait, not game. I mean, it looks like a game. It looks like it could be a game. I would love a Murder Drones game. But the main thing is that I feel like Murder Drones does a lot of things really well and a lot of things really badly. So that's what I mean by having a love-hate relationship with the, with the show in general. When I watched the first episode, I was interested, but I felt like there were some problems with tone, the placement of certain comedic bits, and I felt like as the show progressed, there were a lot of things going on that were just so hard to keep up with because there were so many details that were blink and you miss it. And like if you thought Has-Been Hotel had details that were hard to catch, you ain't seen nothing yet when it comes to Murder Drones. And because of that, I really wanted to I wanted to distinguish that the details that are in the Has-Been Hotel series are usually a lot of time for they're for character development and showing what the characters are feeling, right? The details in Murder Drones are plot relevant details that you need to understand in terms of foreshadowing for the mystery, and that's a bit of a problem. I really think that because the details don't really come with character development, they come with very important revelations that you need to know in order to understand where the plot is going. I feel like that's much more of a problem. Beyond that, but I think you guys get the point. I just wanted to get that out of the way. Sorry if this is a little rambly, but I'm gonna go ahead and start the stream now. So you might see a brief little cut, and then we will begin. Okay, here we go. So, how y'all doing? It's been a while, hasn't it? I wanted to apologize for not streaming as much as usual because it was really rough this week because I have a sick family member right now and I've been tending to them, and it's been hard for me to find the energy to basically stream while I'm so worried about them. So that's really the reason why. But beyond that, I mean, you read the title, like, we've got some big things to talk about today since tomorrow the newest episode of Murder Drones drops. So, I'm very excited. Let's choose what we're gonna do first while we talk about it. But I did a little preface for the YouTube version of this video that I recorded. But beyond that, there was so much going on in terms of me deciding whether or not I was going to even do a pre-discussion. I felt like I should because there's a lot to go over, especially it's good to refresh my memory on Murder Drones because it's been so long between this new episode and the last one. So let's talk about where we left off first. And of course, major spoilers for Murder Drones. If you haven't seen Murder Drones, go watch it. It's free on YouTube. In terms of my review of it, I think it does a lot of things really well and a lot of things not so well. But I think it's overall very interesting. I'm not going to say enjoyable because this does have mystery elements in it. And if you don't like being in the dark about a lot of things that seem like they're big plot points, and you're going to be very confused about how everything comes together, if you don't like that, then this show is not for you. Some people love being in the dark and theorizing and figuring out stuff, but other people really don't. Other people really, really want... Other people really want to be able to, you know, they want to be able to do it in a way, or experience the story in a way where, yes, not everything is spoon-fed to them, but it's going to also be in a way where, they want it to be not obvious, but hinted at enough where how do I say this? I'm sorry, this is going to be very rambly today. But what I'm trying to say is that there's going to be a lot of mystery elements in there that aren't well explained, and it's gonna feel like you're too in the dark. It's gonna feel like you have no idea where it could be going, and that's not exactly good with a mystery element kind of deal. That's not good at all with a mystery element thing, because you want the audience to feel like they're participating. Oof, we did terribly. You want the audience to feel like they're participating in the mystery and finding it out alongside the characters. You want to be able to feel like you're figuring things out along with them in a way that makes you feel like progress is being made, even if it's very slow. Murder Drones doesn't exactly do a good job with that, because the way they drop hints, the way they try to tie things into beginning exposition all the way from episode 1 is not very cohesive. You get a very different sense from the show that is very, like, going into Murder Drones, I thought that Murder Drones was going to just specifically be about murder drones versus assembly drones, and specifically be just a war show, like, about that conflict. But it went to so much more than that, which is good on the surface level, but because they didn't connect that well through the exposition of the basic plot line of Murder Drones versus Assembly Drones, I felt like it really kind of came out of nowhere in terms of here's what we thought the show was going to be. It turned into something completely different right after episode 1, the pilot episode. And it just felt like everything leading up to it was not supposed to be there. If that makes any sense at all. Okay. Oh my gosh! I was not paying attention to where that bomb was placed. Sorry! Okay. So, basically, another thing that I wanted to talk about with Murder Drones is the fact that since we left off on a cliffhanger last time, I'm optimistic, but I'm scared. I'm very scared of the idea of, ooh. Why did I go in the water? I forgot it was high tide. Sorry. That was not my best work. But I wanted to mention with the idea of, oh, hi Billy Stone 50. Yep, you're on. I can see your chats. But I wanted to mention about how it's so strange to me that we went with V for, out of all the characters that could have a major sacrifice, I was actually expecting it to be N. But the thing was that, yep, pretty fire. But the thing was that if they go into the next episode and they completely started out with V being okay somehow, that's gonna put a huge damper on the idea of stakes in the show. And that's not good. That's a very bad thing. And I wouldn't put it past Murder Drones to do something along the lines of, for comedy's sake, to just say that V is okay, or show that V is okay in a comedic way that makes you think, oh, I was silly for being worried. And that's not good if you're trying to really take yourself seriously with the mystery elements. It's not good at all. And I'm not saying they're going to do this or that I'm predicting it. I'm saying if they do it this way, I will be very disappointed. Oh boy, stay away from me. But I want to hear your guys' opinions on this, because the way they left it off, we learned so much information that really ties everything together and answers a lot of questions in the latest episode. And I feel like it's gonna be so hard to pick up from that after such a long gap in between episodes tomorrow. Like, how long was it even? I'm pretty sure we waited for this for almost 6 months, I think. And I'm not trying to say that I was thinking they should have done it earlier. This is an indie project, and this is something that I, like, the amount of hard work that goes into this is ridiculously, it's ridiculously large. And, I'm not trying to say that they should have worked harder, done things faster. That's not what I'm trying to say at all. But what I am saying is that I hope they used this time in between to really give these characters an arc that will be satisfying to watch in terms of building the stakes, not destroying them. Because Murder Drones does have a problem with that. It'll build stakes so well with tension between characters and due to the actions of certain characters, but then it will undercut it with the comedy a lot. And that's one of the things that I don't like about the show. Oh, I thought I could make it past the brother. But beyond that, I felt also like the show also needs to do a better job of making us take the mystery seriously, because we know how it affects the characters, yes, and we know that it's not exactly a good thing, but in terms of things like the zombie drone virus, the things that happened with the things that happened with Sin, all of these things are so... Oh, no, I thought I could go around the corner. All of these things are so important to the characters, but not really important to us in terms of how we view the the world, the setting, and all this, because this happens like thousands upon thousands of years in the future. We're gonna lose it. Yeah. Okay, this is not my best work. I'm gonna send the stream to a few more people while I recuperate. But if more people join, I'll go over the points that I was mentioning before. But beyond that, I'm just gonna copy the link. But beyond that, I feel like also there's so much going on in the show right now that could be expanded upon, and I really hope they go the route of doing. I really hope they do the route of going on with. How do I want to phrase it? I want them to go along the route of really going in depth on the mystery and making sure that the characters actually really get involved in learning stuff, because we have so many characters that are in the dark about what's actually happening. So it's definitely something where I feel like having certain characters in the dark is a good thing, but if you do it for too long, it can start to feel grating or annoying when certain characters have to constantly ask questions and make bad decisions because they don't know the full story. And beyond that, it's also something where I'm gonna post this real quick. Post. Booyah! I'm coming. Okay, let's go. So, I also really am looking forward to the idea of new characters being introduced, because we don't get that a lot with the show. I do like how tight the cast is. I really do like how it feels like a very small, tight-knit group of characters, and the background characters, even that are consistent, feel like they have a lot of life in them, and that's awesome. Like, a lot of shows aren't able to do that. So for instance, say like shows, one of the few shows I can imagine that really makes people care about the background characters and also makes them feel really alive, and part of the world, is MLP, actually. So My Little Pony is definitely a divisive show in terms of what people think about it, in terms of its origins and the fans behind it, but it's so good at writing different background characters and making the world feel lived in. It really is. And even in episodes where background ponies aren't really focused on too much, I think it still does a really good job of incorporating them, at least in some way, into the story that makes them feel relevant. And, yeah. So, the reason why I say that is because I feel like Murder Drones also has a really good track record with making the world feel lived in. I just wish we knew a little bit more about that world. The mystery elements in the show do such a good job of intriguing the audience, but I also feel like it does a bad job, though, of really making that mystery, making the audience understand that mystery and how it actually, why should we care? This is thousands of years in the future with robots and humans are extinct and all of that stuff. And the thing is that the mystery is coming together. Like, we're putting together the pieces, but it's also something where it's, where I think to myself, like, if this is so big, how are we going to do anything about it? How are we going to stop sin? How are we going to do anything involving making progress with people outside the main group of characters? Oh, god dang it. I hurt myself. Thank you. Okay, we gotta take care of those shockwaves right now. Oh! Oh no, I didn't know there was a scrapper. But it was probably the chum actually that did that. But I want to hear your guys' thoughts. I really want to hear what you guys think of the last couple episodes of Murder Drones, and what are your theories going into the newest episode tomorrow? Like, and even just like comment on things like who are your favorite characters? What are your favorite elements in the mystery? Because this is such an interesting show that it's enjoyable for people who really want to just see exciting things happen, but not exactly cohesive in the way that they want it to be. Like when you rewatch Murder Drones, you're like, oh yeah, I see that now. I totally understand where the mystery is going from there. But in the midst of it, it feels like random horror elements are just added, and there are different things happening with our main character Uzi that we don't understand at all. And things are just kind of placed in random spots, and sometimes it's even done with comedy, so it makes it even harder to understand. And because of that, okay, sorry, I got nervous. Shoot. Yeah, I feel like there's so much potential with Murder Drones, and ouch, oh, I couldn't make it to the wall. But beyond that, I really want to see some different stuff happening with Murder Drones in terms of... Oh, shoot! Oh, we were so close. This is not a good night, is it? But let's talk about something else. Still involving Murder Drones. I'm not going to completely change the subject. Let's talk about the animation. So I am no animation person when it comes to knowing how to do it, knowing what goes into it. I know what I like to see, but I want to talk about basically the animation from a perspective of someone who doesn't know about animation that much, but at the same time cares about what they're looking at and cares about not just character design, not just things that involve the movements and things like that, but also like how do the characters relate to their animation style. Like, that's everything from posture to, say, things involving facial expressions, how a character is using their, even, like, how do I explain this? But basically, what I wanted to say about the animation was the fact that there was so much going on in terms of like the first few episodes that was just so impressive, and at least impressive to me as a person who doesn't know a lot about animation. And I think that a great example of it would be, there would be times, unfortunately, where the animation would feel a little floaty to me. Like, the gravity was not exactly, functioning in a realistic way. I mean, I know it's in space, I know it's, these are robots, but, I think also with it is the idea that some of the fight scenes in particular, I couldn't really exactly tell what kind of physics they were going for. If they were going for really, really cartoony, or if they were going for at least somewhat realistic. But I feel like that wasn't as egregious as other problems, because of the fact that the character designs are so good, for one, and that also, it's crazy to me how these drones that are humanoid, yes, but also can pull weapons out of their arms. They can create effects with their visors. Like, all of these things are so cool to me. And from that standpoint, because it gives so much energy to the characters, I feel like it would be a crime not to praise that. So, yeah. So, let's go over the pros and cons, okay? In terms of the pros, I feel like the idea of the animation being so expressive, even if the physics are a little floaty, I feel like it's still really fun to look at. I feel like the animation does a great job of giving the characters personality and not just having the same type of movements with everyone. I feel like that's a really important thing to point out. But then also I feel like, dang, it's just, it's something where the animation itself, in terms of like the horror elements, are really well done in terms of making you feel the tension, making you feel uncomfortable. I'll admit sometimes the lighting is a bit over dramatic when it comes to being able to tell what's actually going on. But I feel like that's part of horror in a lot of instances. I don't exclusively watch horror or anything, but just with the horror movies I have watched, I noticed that sometimes it is hard to understand what exactly is happening. But I feel like Murder Drones does at least a semi-good job of explaining itself afterwards in terms of what just happened. With only like a few instances where it was really, really unclear about what was happening. Like maybe episode 2 with Jay's body coming back and people not being able to really... Oh, we're gonna lose again. Shoot! I thought we were doing well. But there's just a lot going on in terms of being able to relate the animation to the story. I always like to see animation as it's not just a way to tell the story, it's a way to enhance the story, and it's a way to take a story's best qualities and emphasize them to a point that is almost sensory overload, but still you can't look away. It's like, I feel like Murder Drones does a really good job of that. Maybe I need a new group. Not trying to blame my teammates here, I just, sometimes some fresh faces give you the energy to play better. So that could be something that was going wrong with this stream. Beyond that, let's get into theories. Okay, so let's get into theories with Murder Drones. We know from the very last episode that basically I mean, the Earth was completely destroyed, and the virus that Sin makes and infects the world with, or not necessarily the world, but the drones that have the absolute silver disease thing, that that virus is something that spreads so easily that not only is it genetic, because we know Uzi and her mom both had it, but it was definitely something where I feel like there's still stuff we don't know about the virus that Tessa, the human, isn't telling us about. Because she has the line in the latest episode, they thought they could understand it, but all they did was spread it. I want to know that research. I want to know that research, and if maybe they're holding more answers than Tessa is letting on, and Tessa's just being very pessimistic in the idea of saying, yeah, we're not going to try to work with this thing, we're just going to eliminate it. And we know the only two characters that we know have the absolute solver virus are Uzi and Doll. I feel like if it's limited to just those two and not a large group, like in the group photos of Uzi's mom, I feel like Tessa might simply just be doing this because she has a vendetta against Sin and what she witnessed because of Sin. So, but that's just a prediction. Like, Tessa's still a huge mystery in terms of what her actual intentions are. She says she's just there to find the infected drones, but I feel like it's more than that. So, yeah, I wanna be able to, one, see the research that they were doing on the drones with the absolute solver virus, and I want to see if there are actually some answers in there that Tessa is either withholding or knows about but gave up on the idea of it working. So yeah, I want to figure that out a lot. I feel like Murder Drones does such a good job of hyping up the mystery and making people interesting. I just think how it's collided with the comedy sometimes and certain elements of the horror genre. The horror genre just sometimes makes it so that it's hard to call it cohesive. It's sometimes difficult to piece it all together when you don't know exactly how much the characters know. But beyond that, that's just one theory. So we have the Tessa theory, right? The Tessa theory basically being that Tessa has it out for Sin, not just because she wants to save the world, but she wants to, she has an idea of Sin is just unstoppable and has to be wiped out at all costs, and there's no way to understand what's going on with that virus, with the absolute solver. So, in a nutshell, to say it more coherently, my Tessa theory is basically the idea that Tessa gave up on the idea of wanting to understand Sin and completely ignored the research that other humans did on the absolute solver virus because of how traumatized she was by what Sin did at the party on Earth, the human gathering on Earth. And because of that, she's basically like, we gotta get all the infected drones and just wipe them out. We're not gonna try to save them in any way, we just gotta wipe it out, because that's just our only option. But maybe there is a way to safely extract it and not do it in a way that's going to just kill the host. But Tessa doesn't want to do that. She wants to just wipe out any trace of sin. And then, my second theory would probably be the fact that Sin herself, I want to know more about how Sin was before she became infected, or before she started the Absolute Silver virus. Because we see her in her kind of half-broken, barely functional type of state when we're introduced to her in episode 6, I believe. Or is it 5? I'm not good with episode numbers, I'm sorry, I just know the story. But it's basically also something where I personally feel like the idea of Sin, at one point at least, having more of a personality rather than creepy little gremlin, I feel like that would be more interesting to go into. Maybe not for this next episode that we're going to get tomorrow, but maybe it would be because of... Maybe it would be something that could give us some insight, you know? Because I feel like Sin is the type of villain that she is so hurt by the way that she and her people were treated that she's hell-bent on the idea of destruction and payback, but also the idea of this Absolute Silver virus might be screwing with her judgment. And I think that's actually a different way they could take it. That's just a theory of mine, but I feel like there's more to this Absolute Silver virus than meets the eye. So, I'll probably go over this again when it comes to... Backing up. I think this will have to do with the idea of... I feel like there's just so many elements going on. Because we still don't know a lot about the Absolute Silver virus other than the fact that it's destructive as hell. So I feel like because we don't know a lot, there's still room for characters like Tessa to be hiding some information just because she just wants to wipe out Sin completely and doesn't want to even entertain the idea of saving any infected drone. So I feel like that's very... Like, they could go so many different directions with it, and I'm eager to see what they do about it. But then we also have another theory could also be the idea that maybe, just maybe Uzi can learn to control the Absolute Silver by connecting with Sin's emotions. Like the emotions of being hurt and abused and untrustworthy of humans, like all of that stuff. I feel like all of that could really be used in a very entertaining way, because Uzi is the type of character that she feels left out, she feels misunderstood, and she also feels like she gets very jealous of the idea of other people fitting in better than she does. I mean, look at what happened at the Cabin Fever episode. So I feel like that also is really important for her character to explore, and we can do that through the powers, I think, or through the Absolute Silver virus. I want to hear your guys' thoughts, though, on that. Maybe that's just a pipe dream. But yeah, I think that could be something that could be explored. Fanfic writers, get to it. I wish I had time for fanfic writing like I used to. But There was also, let's talk about V for a moment. I definitely want to talk about V in terms of the cliffhanger that we got left off with, because it is so, like, that's a great character arc. Oh, I'm gonna die. It's such a great character arc in terms of her going from only in it to get Uzi away from N, but at the same time do it also in a way that makes her very sympathetic in the idea that she was in the dark just as much as everyone else, and she just wanted things to kind of stay the same in terms of her relationships. I'm still not sure about Jay. I'm still not sure what I think about Jay. And I feel like she's kind of a missed opportunity. I feel like she could be more fleshed out in terms of what role she plays in the story and her character development. I was surprised that Tessa just kind of left Jay at the beginning of the last episode. Like, she didn't take her with them to go into the secret elevator. Like, that was crazy to me. There's got to be some reason for that. There's got to be some reason that Jay was not allowed to go. Or maybe it's just that Tessa doesn't take Jay as seriously as Jay would like to believe. I feel like... Oh boy. Sorry. The Samnoids are swarming. But I feel like it's really something that... I wonder where they're gonna go with that, and I wonder why Jay was, beyond just her fighting abilities, was considered to be so important. Was she a particularly... Oh, I forgot that was there. Thank you. Okay, let's take your wand here, instead of just running away immediately. Oh boy. But yeah, I really want to hear your guys' thoughts on these. Oh boy! Oh boy! Oh my god! Shoot! I wonder if I'm calling anything, because that would be so crazy if I did. Yay! We cleared the wave. Yay! That's our first clear of the night. So, also, I do feel like it's gonna be... I want to see so much, what the fight scenes are gonna be like from now on. Since Uzi lost an arm, right? Uzi lost an arm in the last episode in terms of being just cut off from the absolute Solver virus. And that's crazy. That doesn't grow back like it does with the murder drones, because Uzi is an assembly drone. How are they going to fix that? And more importantly, how will that affect her and N's relationships? This is going to be crazy. It's going to be a crazy day tomorrow. But beyond that, I want to talk about my favorite characters. I really, really want to talk about Uzi, because I know it's kind of cliche to have your main character be the favorite character of the show when it comes to fans' opinions on characters. Don't get me wrong, N is a sweetheart, and I feel like V is just so meme-worthy, but at the same time, I also feel like Uzi is the best example of a character that is action-oriented and yet so helpless at the same time. Uzi just seems to me like the type of character that she wants to do so many things. She has so many goals. Goals all the way from fitting in at school and not getting bullied to even bigger things like saving the world from the absolute silver and figuring out what happened to her mom. Like, all of these things are so important to Uzi, but at the same time, because she's infected, there are so many obstacles for her. There are so many obstacles for her to overcome, and so many things she just doesn't know about. There are so many things that she's in the dark with. So because of that, I feel like, oh, and we're dead. We're all dead. Great. I feel like Uzi is going to be definitely the type of character that her growth is going to be so essential to finding out what the mystery is, because if she's just as helpless as she is at the beginning of the story, at the end of the story, then that's going to be really disappointing, you know? So yeah, beyond that, we're not doing well on Salmon Run, so let's do something else. But let's keep talking about the drones. I want to also say that I feel like also, I'm not sure what the fandom is like right now in terms of being hyped for it or not. I honestly don't know. Like, I'm sure people are still looking forward to it, but like I don't know if I've seen a lot of content lately for Murder Drones, like floating around YouTube or on TikTok or Instagram or whatever. I just don't know. I know the music is still very popular with people, but beyond that, I don't know where people stand on it. I mean, I know we had such a large gap in between episodes here, but I don't know what people are feeling right now about where they feel like the series sets in their mind, if that makes any sense. Because I feel like... sorry, I gotta plug in my computer. You might see a blank screen real quick. But I definitely feel like this is, I can redraw. I definitely feel like this is gonna be the type of story that it's either going to nail the landing perfectly or it's gonna fall hard. It's gonna fall flat on its face because they've set up so much. They've done so much in terms of making us feel like, even if we don't understand the mystery, that it's going somewhere. And honestly, I don't know if they can pull it off or not. I'm hoping they do, don't get me wrong. I really hope they do. But I also feel like the idea of even some things going wrong is very possible in terms of sticking the landing or not. Because I know Murder Drones was very shaky with a lot of people in terms of not being able to understand the mystery elements. And that's totally valid. Like, not everyone should have to be a total detective to see where a mystery is going. And, like, if you it's hard because you'll get so many people who say like, oh, you didn't understand this, well, you're just dumb, and it's not helpful. That doesn't do anything to actually show us how the creators, what they were going for in terms of how the mystery was functioning. That doesn't do anything. But also I feel like it's also something where there's not really the fandom isn't big enough that I feel like it can successfully defend the show if it doesn't stick the landing. And that's not me saying it's okay to basically relentlessly defend a show and say it's a masterpiece when it's clearly not. That's not what I'm trying to say. But I know some fandoms are really passionate about the idea of if they feel like they were able to connect to it, if they feel like they were able to figure things out, then they will, of course, defend it. But I'm not sure if the fandom is big enough to really do that, you know? We probably really lost. Yeah, we definitely lost. So, we'll have to see. Like, this penultimate episode is going to be so important. Because this is the semi-finale of Season 1 of Murder Drones, and that's crazy to think about. I'm going to try Mokuba again. It's insane to think that this season is coming to a close. I know we had to wait a while in between, but it still mind boggles me. And then hold steady. But yeah. And I'm totally open also to, other shows and other indie projects that people are interested in me talking about or reacting to. Since I'm not one of the big time people yet, I feel like copyright's definitely still going to be a problem. There's still going to be a lot of stuff going on in terms of trying to make things happen with that. But if you guys want to send me files, if you guys want to give me alternative methods to doing it, I'm open. I'm open to it. Like, I definitely feel like that's possible. I think, what else was there? I think I was thinking about starting the Dragon Prince. I've heard that's pretty good. Nope, that's not gonna work. There's gotta be another way to do this. Nope, that's not it. I need special points. Okay. But, I mean, like, this is gonna be so hard. I'm like, again, I am cautiously excited for this, if that makes any sense at all. I am cautiously excited. I honestly don't know what is gonna happen. Let's do a special here. Let's do this. Okay. We're still really far behind, aren't we? Seriously? Dang it. Maybe I should have waited to use that special card. Okay, we got a pass for both of us. Well, I guess this is the only hope. Is that... Ooh. It's gonna be close. Nope. Never mind. I lost. Marie, you are a difficult one to beat. Okay, let's go... Maybe let's try Tristan this time. Sorry, I didn't expect to run out of things to talk about, but I feel like I got everything off my chest I needed to about Murder Drones. But yeah, now let's hold steady. Let's just keep playing for a little while longer. Let's do that. This. Is this gonna work here? I don't think it will. Wait, it can. Okay. The 5 works. Oops. I want to do this, get a special point here in the future. That was maybe a bad move. Let's do that. And now we will go big with an 11. Let's see if we can make that into a special point, though. It's not exactly ideal, but we can try that. Nope. Nope. Oh, there we go. I'm still not getting many special points here. This is a problem. I guess this will have to do. Yeah, we both got a special point. That's not what I wanted. Okay, now another special point. Okay, do we have enough for 2? No, we don't. Shoot! Okay, but we now have enough for a 3. Let's do the 8. And then we go here. I think we won this one. Because it was 84, right? Yeah, there we go. Nice. Was that the 3rd win? I don't know. I think it was. Oh, guess I lost. That was a good game, though. I have to admit, I really started to care. Okay, we still need one more battle with you to win big time. Let's do the woo. Here comes the woo. Hold steady. I'm actually gonna go small first. And then go big with this one. Okay. I'm gonna go with the 9 actually right here. because I feel like if I go bigger than that, it's gonna... Yeah. Okay, so we overlapped. That's what we want in terms of us having a lower card. Let's do this. And we can do this. And now we can also... to get another special point... Oh wait, that's not gonna work the way I thought it would. Okay, I'm gonna go to the right and then do this one. Okay. Let's try up here. I want to overlap again. Let's do that, yeah. And then this. Okay, no, that doesn't work. What about here? No. Shoot. It's not what, let's do this. And then I need special points to... This will get me 2 special points down here. Yeah, if I do this, this will get me to 67. And then I'll have enough to do something big up here. Let's do the 12 and do a nice circle in there. Okay. Let's do this. And then the 6. Where does that go? Hold on. There we go. Okay, this one's definitely gonna be close. Oh, nice. Okay. Nice, we got a rank up too. Let's go pick up our new stuff and also go to the shop. Okay, catalog. Is that just duct tape? It's just duct tape. Blue duct tape. Okay then. Well, I guess it's a bit of a fixer-upper, but how do you fix duct tape with more duct tape? Duct tape. Whatever. Yeah, fine. Okay. What do you say, y'all? You want to go a little longer? Because I kind of do. I want to see what's going on with anarchy battles. Ooh, tower control. Well, we're probably gonna lose the first one anyway, so let's just get it over with. Take the streak out. Those are looking good so far. I love these new dualies. They're actually... I think I'm doing better with them than I do with other dualies, and that's not just because of the range. I feel like it's also because, like, they don't shoot as fast, I'm pretty sure. These aren't this super, well, the mobility isn't the same, I'm pretty sure, as other ones. But these ones just feel more natural to me. Here we go. Oh, that's a lot of crowns over there. These people mean business. Oh! Someone splashed down behind me? Oh, yeah. Okay. Oh my gosh, I just had the best idea ever. Someone should name themselves Tritone and use Tri-Stringer as their main weapon. And specifically, like, only play well during songs that have a lot of tritones. Ooh, that was not good. Oh gosh, they're already at the final checkpoint. Someone was right there. No, I almost had him. Shoot. No, boy, this is not good. Okay, nice. We got a wipeout, so now's the time to push back. Nice. Nope, that's not what I wanted. Okay, use a special just for good measure. Ooh. What's that one? Oh, I didn't see the stuff. I didn't see the hiragana fast enough. It's been a while since I've studied Japanese. Shoot! Lemon? I can't believe it. I didn't think I was gonna drink lemonade tonight. You have ruined my evening. Shoot! I could dodge that. Not the lemon! Ah! You're making me angry! No! Ah, shoot. That was, we made a good push, but it wasn't enough. Wait, has my mouse been on screen the whole time? Oh, I'm so sorry. That is unforgivable. I'm sorry. That was awful of me. I hope it didn't catch that. How did I not notice that? Oh, we're almost to a rank up battle. That's good. Let's just do one or two more, okay? We'll go... I don't want to start another streak, so we'll just go to something different. We'll go to just open. Okay. I wish we could access the jukebox while we're still about to play. Does anyone else... Wait, I'm probably the only one, but does anyone else kinda, sort of, and this is a big kinda, sorta, but kinda, sorta miss the old Splatoon lobby music that you would wait for while the names would appear on screen? You know, the old, wow, 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 wow. I remember that. Ah, memories. Oh, it's time. Here we go. Oh yeah. L-Fi. I thought I said L-Fire for a minute. I was like, this isn't Fire Emblem. Wait! Oh, no. Oh, come on. I was feeling good about that match. Shoot. Well, that's not a good sign. We'll try one more. If we get another disconnect, then I'm probably going to call it here. We'll try one more time. At least I got a lot of kills that time. Boom. Okay. One more try. Yeah. I haven't played much on this stage yet. Just haven't been with the time, you know. can't get the blobber user. Shoot! Okay, going around. Shoot! And we haven't even made it past the halfway point. Oh my gosh, no! Shoot! Man. Okay, this is our chance. Gotta keep going. Gotta take a stand. Aha, take that. Shoot! Okay, we did get the lead at least, but get the feeling that they're going to push even harder. Did someone disconnect on their team? Oh no. Nice. Someone took care of that for me. Nice. Alright. Cool. We actually won that. Okay. This is a good place to stop so we can end on a win. But beyond that, thank you so much for those who tuned in. I saw some people come in and out, which is nice. But beyond that, I am going to sign off for now. And I basically am going to be either tomorrow, I mean, if you want to vote on this, go to the YouTube channel, Rock Candy. But if you want to see me react to the new Murder Drones episode live, then go vote for that on the YouTube channel, because I am debating on basically either doing a live stream or like right here on Twitch to react to the Murder Drones episode sometime soon right after it drops, or I could just do a regular video. So beyond that, I want to hear what you guys would prefer. Of course, I would still, if we did it on Twitch, we would post the VOD to YouTube, but I want to hear your guys' opinion on that. So other than that, I'm going to sign off for tonight. Thank you so much for tuning in, and see you guys in the next video, which will be Murder Drones. Bye!